Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and Extra Remastered today. Because this is from 2009 WCG, the group stages. It's going to be the top side of Python. It is IdrA, the American Terran player. You know this guy. And on the bottom side, it is Yayba. You know him too. He is a Polish Protoss player who has not played for a while, but I like looking back into the previous years to see how people played and remember them. And Mad Sweeney requested an IdrA replay. So here we have today, IdrA. What's up, dude? Man, we can still see him play because of the replay system that Brood War put into StarCraft back in, let's say, 2001 or so, because I was a freshman in college at the time. And the replay functionality blew our minds, man. There were like 4 or 5 Brood War fans on my floor in the dorms, and yeah, just able to see your own replays and other replays was just monumental for us at the time. So whoever's idea that was and whoever implemented it, thank you. All right, what are we doing here? Is that a gas? Wow, what is this early gas, Yayba? What the heck? Pylon gas opening? Is this like a DT rush? This is really fast gas here. The problem is, I've been watching the SSL Season 1, SSL Fall, or whatever they're calling it, as the gateway does come down here from Yayba. So, been, you know, listening to Tastosis, listening to their ideas about openings and how things should go and stuff, and obviously they're very knowledgeable, and they know more about StarCraft than, you know, I ever will. But, yeah, looking at openings here, it looks much, much more normal here for AI, but part of that is this 2009 meta? Is this like something that used to happen in 2009? Because what is all this gas for? Is he going for, like, super, ultra, mega fast Dragoon? Like, just a Dragoon out so incredibly fast that the Terran's never ready for it. But, like, he's walling off the high ground. His barracks is almost done. I mean, yeah, just immediately into Cybercore. And look at all this gas he's got. He's got 150 gas. For what? These are questions I have sometimes in StarCraft at lower level games. What is the gas for, you guys? If you're going to get gas this early, you have to use it for something. And if you're just making a Dragoon on one gate, you're going to have so much leftover gas that doesn't make any sense. This has to be DTs. It has got to be, or like some kind of crazy one-base Reaver play. Something like that. Python is an edited version of Lost Temple, so you generally know the outline of this map, right? Okay, fine. Singularity Charge and a Dragoon. Guess what? You still have 140 gas sitting here. For what, I ask? For what, I ask? I don't... Okay, this right here. This what's this? It's a pylon. Okay. Well, Yayba, I don't know what this build is, sir, but I don't like it very much. I mean, there's not an expansion. I mean, in fairness, IdrA is getting a 1 base into factory, which is, again, is more standard. And there's it. Okay. This right here. This right here. Okay, so is the build all about getting a Dragoon out to block the ramp and keep the SCV from scouting that you're going DTs? But blocking the SCV from scouting you is, I mean, come on. That sets off warning bells in your head as a Terran player, right? Why don't they want me to scout them? Why is there a Dragoon out so fast? I mean, by so fast, I mean like 330. But again, this is an 09 game we're talking about here. This wasn't last week or anything. Okay, so, yeah, Citadel coming in, and this has got to be a Templar Archives. Robotics facility, yes. And then we shuttle DTs into the base. Right? That's got to be what it is. We're just waiting for enough gas to get a... That's got to be enough, just waiting for gas for Templar Archives. Right here, baby. Right here. Do it for me. Yes. Yes, it is a DT opening. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. So here's the thing. I've really wanted to work on being able to determine openings based on what's happening in the first few minutes of a game. And a lot of the time, I just cast macro games. So it just turns into, you get a Rax, you expand. You get a gate, you expand. Maybe a gate Cybercore, and you expand. Right? You don't get crazy stuff like this in the games that I cast very often. And maybe I should cast more games like this. Guess that's what sneaky twofers are for, huh? So, yeah, Temple Archives coming in at 5 minutes. IdrA's in the dark, but what are you doing for detection, man? Engineering bay, great. Detection, you can shoot shuttles out of the sky with a turret. 2 Dark Templar on the way at 5:10. Loving this. Man, if IdrA just straight up dies the DTs, the assault will flow. It's going to flow so hard. Look how defensive IdrA's playing, too. IdrA's like, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to sit back with my tanks. I'm going to get siege mode. I'm going to hang out. If a bunch of Dragoons show up, I'll kill them all. Ha, 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 ha. And if something drops on me, I'll have turrets for that, too. But, I mean, you have to go down your ramp at some point because you're building a command center. It's done. You're going to land it inside your natural now. As the second base comes in for Yayba, he's like, okay, I'm putting all the pressure on IdrA right now. He has to worry about DTs. And if he's doing that, he can't really pressure me that easily. So it's the age-old adage of attack while you're expanding. And that is exactly what Yayba is doing. Or expand while attacking, whatever you want to call it. Engineering bay providing some vision out this backside, which is where drops can definitely come from. This drop's going to fly, like, directly into this. There we go. Adjust course to not do that. Dragoons try to push in and, like, distract and stuff. But, okay, DTs, you got to go. You got to go to where the missile turrets are not right now. And I don't know if there is a place like that. So, they're going to... There you go. So that DT gets... Or that turret gets wiped out. But now we've got 3 tanks and detection. And that DT's... No, hang on. Trying to stay out of range. Trying not to get dragged into range there. Dragoon's firing on that natural base too. Ah! He has 2 turrets, but it wasn't enough. His factory might actually die. Who did this in SSL Group D? I want to say somebody did this. Was it Mini? This turret is so good too. So, I mean, at this point, probably would have been better just maybe to have the 2 DTs wipe out that factory. I don't know. We're pretty even at this stage. Not much died. Maybe 1 siege tank died there. A turret got killed under construction. There is definitely some lost mining time down here for IdrA as these probes are transferring down. 28 to 30 workers now. IdrA does not feel like he can move out at all. Is he getting an academy? Does he worry about further detection? Not. Oh, he is getting an academy. Okay. So he's like, yeah, I guess I could just slowly... Oh my gosh, that DT. How is that DT not in range of that... Okay, well, now it is. See you later, man. That is terrible control. Like, I'm sorry. That is bad control. What are we swiping on? Up here, guy. Yeah, I guess he's trying to control multiple DTs at once. So keeping them out of detection range is rough and terrible and bad. But he's keeping the pressure up here. I like it quite a bit. SCVs come in on the repair. That's draining minerals out of IdrA's bank here. Still not able to land his second base. IdrA's seething so hard right now. So hard right now. Okay. Well, the Dragoons are going to go home because the siege tank count is like 5 or 6, which is enough. This guy is still repairing, but he's getting out damaged. He's still getting out damaged. Still getting out damaged. Eventually, this will die. And all that repair will be for nothing. But that's where the scan comes in, and the ComSat station is obviously done. All right, so IdrA, during all of that chaos, managed to get ComSat station up, managed to get speed upgrading for his vultures, managed to get some vultures out. And now I think it might be time for a push. So 30 to 31 workers here, 2 base to 2 base. I think Yayba's probably in trouble. I think he's going 2 base Arbiter off of the back of this. Yayba, you crazy. I kinda like it a lot. Wow. I mean, do people do this? Do people go DT rush into Arbiter? Okay, so Vultures don't have speed yet. They're trying to be very careful. Hard for them to run away from things like Dragoons that could destroy them in an instant. What do we got? Starport coming in, maybe for a Wraith to deal with future shuttle harassment, which is still a problem, mind you, because there is a shuttle out still. Vulture checking to make sure this 3rd base doesn't exist, and this base doesn't exist either, so that's good. That is great news if you happen to be... Ow, Vulture dead. This Vulture... And the Vulture gets in the main and sees... hang on. And sees... Oh, more guys showed up. Sees everything. Yeah, that's it. Arbiter Tribunal. Stargate's running. Probes are dying. Yayba on the other side says, let's go! Let's drop some tanks on the Zealots on those high ground siege tanks. Wipe them out. SCVs come into body block so that the Dragoons can't just jump on them tanks immediately. Why are you attacking a turret? Because the control here is not as good in 2009 is why. Good grief. No, he's getting overrun. The vultures get queened out, but just like 10 probes died back there. Hang on, hang on. Repair is good on the tank. But the damage output of the Zealots is strong, but the Zealots die and the tank survives, and it's got 6 kills. Ugh. This has been an intense little game so far the first 10 minutes. I'm on board with it. So 34 to 22 workers, a lot of lost mining time there, obviously. There's still lost mining time as these guys are trying to repair that siege tank, but repair is good, and I support him in his endeavor. More tanks in production. Control tower coming in on that starport. Again, I'm thinking Wraiths. I'm thinking he's tired of getting Zealots dropped in his base, and DT is dropped in his base, and like, okay, a Wraith can chase a shuttle away. For certain. Absolutely true. So, Arbiter means stasis, of course. Probably means recall at some point here, too. Big fan. But Yayba not getting a third base against a 2-basing Terran, I think, is just asking for so much trouble. Like, insane amounts of trouble. This is just... Come on, man. You can't... There's a scan to make sure he isn't expanded back there, because he could have. He's got a shuttle. He can bring a probe down, mine that out, and then build a nexus. But he didn't. So IdrA's like, all right, I don't know if I feel good about taking a third base myself. Are we using this? We're using this to expand, to make a dropship to expand. And then a Wraith? Nope, just more dropships. All right, IdrA doing some IdrA things here today. I like it. I like it from him. He's a good Terran player, guys. Like, we remember him for the rage, but a lot of people rage, and not many people who are as good as IdrA have been as ragey as him, and that's where the memories and the recognition comes from for this guy. I mean, he hasn't touched StarCraft in decades at this stage, so probably better for his mental health that he hasn't. So we're going to drop 2 vultures and a tank here inside the main base of Yayba. He has no cannons, nothing back here to stop this from happening. Maybe a stasis could help. Where's the Arbiter, though? Right over here. Neat. So this is a great drop, man. Drops are so good. Okay, but yeah, it's like, well, I guess I could fire on a... he's firing on the gateway, or the Stargate, which is going to, I mean, take 8,000 years for a tank to kill it. Oh, Spider Mines wiped out like 4, and the tank, like 4 vultures and a siege tank died to Spider Mines there. I'm not sure laying Spider Mines was the right idea, IdrA, but I mean, they giveth and they taketh away, as I always say. Man, the probes had to get pulled here again. 49 to 34 workers from IdrA is baller. It is so good from him. Okay, economically, he's spending his cash. He's got a better worker count. He's got a third base he's building right now. This is awesome. Where the heck is Yayba going to get a third base from? Maybe here. He's got a pylon, which usually indicates that the intent of a Protoss to build a base, if you just put a pylon next to a base. Yeah, Vulture's going for that run by. They scan. They're like, is there anything that can stop us from getting in here? Absolutely not. So they spider mine the ramp. Big fan of that, honestly. Bam, bam, bam. That's right. Zealot 2 Dragoons die there. Dragoons also back here at the base. Trying to make sure these Vultures don't just get free reign, and they don't. So that could have been a lot worse, but this Vulture's got like 2 kills. But still, I mean, 2 or 3 or 4 probes died there. 52 to 35 workers is still favoring IdrA. He's still got this third base coming up, and there's still not a third base warping in at all. Dude, I mean, not that he has the cash for it either. IdrA's bullying right now. He's bullying the Protoss player from Poland. We'll see. I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I do not really see a way for Yayba to win this game from this point. He's on 2 bases. I keep waiting for him to throw up the third, but he's more Dragoons. And maybe this is a problem for IdrA. If he just kind of SCVs up too much, right? He doesn't quite have enough stuff to deal with a big Zealot Dragoon push with stasis behind it, supporting it and everything else. All right, are we doing upgrades yet? Yeah, 1 is done for IdrA, where there's only a 0/0 with a +1 attack on the way from Yayba. I mean, this is upgrade advantage. absolutely bananas. And then there's a spider mine blocking his attempt to get a third base over this way. Maybe he doesn't even want this base. I mean, partly is there are tanks sitting here. That'd be really problematic. But yeah, we just bring the tank. Okay, not close enough, guys. There you go. Close enough that they can't shoot you and force them to unsiege, and then they die more quickly. Excellent. Excellent stuff. I'm not sure what this probe's job is right now. What are you doing, probe? Hanging out. What do you want from me? Recall's getting researched. Vultures check to make sure this base doesn't exist. Good, and he knows there's not a base here because of the spider mine. So, Charon boost on the way from the Terran player. Science Vessel's getting added on here too. IdrA is no slouch. He will use Spellcaster. So right now it's even supply, but a 20 worker lead for IdrA, which means the army is 20 supply bigger for Yayba. Problem is, mech is more cost efficient. You can have a smaller army do better against a larger army, especially if the tanks are sieged, which it sure seems like they are. Vultures checking to make sure, again, there's nothing up here. Throwing a spider mine down here would be really great, but these guys don't have spider mines. So all they can do is scout it with their bikes, which is cool and rad. And finally, a third base comes in at 16 minutes, but I think Yayba, again, he's just dead. If he can't get something done in the next 3 minutes, I'm going to call this one for IdrA, folks. And I mean, IdrA, very competent. He rages when he loses sometimes, especially against carriers, but not always. And if he wins, he doesn't bad manner. He just rages when he loses, and he feels like something was unfair. Yeah, I watched a Giant Grant Games video the other day where he talked about the most hated units in StarCraft 2 over its history. And he just makes a point that, like, StarCraft is a 1v1 game. So if you lose, you can't blame your teammates like you can in a lot of other competitive esports, like League of Legends or Valorant or Dota or whatever else you're playing, right? So all you can't blame yourself when you lose, so because obviously the game is broken. Like, that's what happens. Anyway, yeah, check this out. Fourth base from IdrA coming in top left. Are you kidding me? Yayba needs to kill this natural and probably kill this at the same time, and then maybe he's in a position to win this game. That's the only way this works. He's got +1 attack, he's got stasis, he's got recall, he's got arbors with a ton of energy. EMPs are a big deal, though. EMPs as a counter to arbiters are the best. The best. Like, yes, we know. We know that Goliath can shoot down arbiters, but it's not instantaneous, not like an EMP is. I mean, EMPs aren't instantaneous. They take a second to launch, but they're way faster than just trying to kill an arbiter with a Goliath as it's coming in on you, right? Yeah, look at him just trying to cover this left side. Oh my gosh, make it so can't even get in here. So stasis comes in, one tank and a Goliath gets hit. Pretty good spread. Here comes the army, though. Oh, I don't know about this. That's a lot of siege tanks, man. Stasis right side. Stasis left side. Nope. That EMP'd. Oh, they got EMP'd. Oh, no. IdrA. He's like, yeah, I know it's Tech UN. I scouted that 8 years ago. So this left side gets wiped out, and maybe you can go up there and force a liftoff on that, but, like, you're not coming out. Ooh, Science Vessel gets a little bit too cheeky. Does get an EMP on some of these Dragoons, it looks like, and knocked the shields off of them. There are enough Dragoons here with +1 attack to kill this thing if there's nothing repairing it, which there's not because that Zealot made sure of it. So Command Center died. All right, great. So CC dead. You're still... I don't know, this fourth base does come in. Technically, it's a 4 base. What are my scans doing? I guess for the invisible units that were under the Arbiter. Hey, Archon. Make a move. Maybe could have got a friendly splash on that tank to kill it. I don't know. Okay, well, here we go. It was remember what I said? We got to kill this natural base and this fourth base if this is going to be a win for Yayba. And it's 154 to 103 supply. IdrA has a massive lead. He's just unsiege siege tanking A moving with 2/2 upgrades on his siege tanks, +1. 0 armor, 0 shields here from Yayba. And Yayba, man, he got recalled, never recalled. He got stasis, he was able to stasis one thing. Zealots do get unloaded in this third base of IdrA's, which is really, really bad for him. But this third base of Yayba is absolutely going to die too. This is a little bit interesting, I guess. Oh, did he bring DTs over or High Templar? Oh, maybe kill more SCVs with Storm or something? Seems unnecessary because the Zealots have free reign here. 166 to 115 supply. This is mining. This is not mining. This is not mining either because it's dead. So, I don't know about this, Yayba. Okay, yeah. Vultures against Zealots and Archons. Real good. As long as you micro, which is, I mean, not perfect or anything, but you know, not bad, not bad. So 46 to 44 workers now, but guess who's rampaging? It's IdrA. And this fourth base is dead, and that brings us down to 1 mining base. I guess this is technically mining, but it's not great. Nexus down. IdrA rolling. Making sure this top left base is defended, making sure this is defended to some level too. Yayba, one last gasp here, is going to try to engage with his army when they're unsieged. Maybe some stasis is... Oh my gosh, not enough energy for stasis. Okay, well, EMPs have been good. Killing arbiters and forcing them to be replaced has also been very good. And yeah, if you're in full retreat when you have 1 mining base at 21 minutes, you better hope your enemy doesn't have any bases, because if they do, you're dead, and that's exactly what's going on here. Way too much stuff. A little bit too late on the stasis, man. Like two more stasises maybe could have kept you alive for another 2 minutes. But in the long run, IdrA gets this win. Yayba, just not enough damage done with the DTs. IdrA weathered the storm, got a third base up. GG! Yeah, Yayba taps out. Bam! IdrA gets that win in 21 minutes and 59 seconds. That was awesome. I mean, that was an absolutely fantastic showing of IdrA. Not a great showing of how to play Protoss, though. I want to say, again, the DT rush was fine, right? IdrA obviously felt it was coming, had turrets up, couldn't have turrets covering the entire base. So he did lose some stuff there. A couple SCVs, a tank, supply depot almost died, right? And then the follow-up here with the Dragoons delayed the expansion for a long time. But Yayba then got a second base late, then went into Arbiter Tech immediately, and the Arbiters doesn't do anything. I think they cast like 3 stasises the entire game. No recalls happened. They kept catching EMPs to the face. IdrA was just like, Arbiter Tech is garbage. Let me show you how to handle Arbiter Tech. And he was just, bam, EMP, EMP. And then he just had the better economy because he got this third base down, got this fourth base down, and he lost it, but he could afford to lose it because he still had the 3 bases rolling. And yeah, once you killed this base and this base, he knew what the win condition was. He shut it down, had better upgrades. I mean, there's nothing else I can talk about here. IdrA just straight up gets the win. 120,000 points to 95,000 points there in favor of IdrA. He outproduced the Protoss. He outkilled the Protoss. He lost fewer units than the Toss. 9 to 7 buildings raised in favor of IdrA. And he outspent the Protoss player by 3,000 resources in 21 minutes. If you outspend a Protoss player as a Terran in 20 minutes, you're probably going to win. You're probably going to win. And that's it. So GG, man. IdrA gets a win there. And WCG 2009 match. Absolutely fun stuff to see. Fun to see some older builds. Fun to see how, I mean, IdrA was just right on top of it. I mean, come on. He was 100% on top of it. So at the end of the day, IdrA just showed up, was clinical, got the win. And that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.